Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Bears fans, welcome to the Chicago Sports Podcast. I'm your host, D Nice, and I'm with my main man tonight, Eric. Eric, how's it going?
We're going, man. We're going.
Yes,
Let's
indeed.
get
Yes,
ready. We're
indeed.
just getting hyped up. The closer we get, every day is a day closer, right?
For sure, for
Get ready
sure,
for the
for sure.
2025-26 season.
Yeah. I'm smelling the grass. I'm smelling this grass one step closer, baby. Yeah, we're here to talk Bears. As mandatory minicamp comes to a close, we got one more day. We're gonna continue to speak about the the young rookies and the guys trying to make a name for themselves. The new acquisitions that we have that's trying to do the same. Um, Also, we want to really touch on the fact that Rome and Caleb are really showing some major leadership by hanging in and finishing out minicamp with these young guys. Um, how do you feel about that? Let's sit right there. Let's talk about Caleb and Rome Odunze sticking out the rest of this mandatory mini camp with the young guys. What does that say
Yeah.
to you?
I think that's setting the tone, right? It's setting the precedent. I mean, as sophomores in the game, right? They're not rookies anymore. This is year two for them. That's setting a huge precedent, right? Like it's showing that they want to be leaders on the field. They're committed to this team and they're committed to getting in the work, to learning this new offense. This new offense is it's all fresh, right? I mean, basically everything they learned last year, take that, throw it in the trash, and we're starting page one, right? Something completely different, and them showing up and making sure that they're there, it sets an example for all these rookies that are coming on board to show them, like, man, it's going to take a lot to put this all together, and we want to be successful this year. Man, we need to make sure we have good leaders on the field that are out there. I mean, the best thing is lead by example, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You said a mouthful, Eric, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Caleb and Rome are not just your typical rookies. These are top 10 draft picks. These are not second round, third round, sixth or seventh round guys that's sticking in here. These are top 10 draft picks willing to thug it out with the remaining rookies on this team to, like you said, show the ultimate commitment to the craft, to learning the offense, and to also show the young guys that this is what it takes, to maintain a career and to be successful. This is showing people that, hey, we played a full year last year, but we don't have it all figured out. This is new to all of us. So, we're going to link up, everybody grab a hole, and we're going to learn this thing together and get through it. So, yeah, you said an absolute mouthful with that total commitment to team. And that's
I
what
think
you
it's
have to
also
see.
going to help like build that relationship, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
still still they're still trying to learn each other too. So I mean, I don't think you learn each other in one season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you talk about, these guys know that they're not finished products. Like last week was Rome's birthday. And he's still in there giving it all he has. He's still showing commitment to the game. And when you play that way, the game has a way of paying you back. When you're investing, when you're sacrificing all these other things that you could be doing to totally commit to your craft, the game has a way of paying that back. So I'm looking to see the ultimate rewards for both of these guys come this regular season.
Yeah, I think last year a lot of these guys I mean, both of these guys had flashes of who they could be and the kind of connection they could have, and
Yes, sir.
it was all positive, right? Like, I mean, Rome was Rome was Johnny on the spot every once in a while, right? And we just want to see that relationship grow, and that connection grow and that timing. And, these guys get to learn each other. They could be, they could be great, great football players. And that's what we're wanting in Chicago. We want that connection, they're both young and we would love to have them for the next 5, 6, 7,
Hmm.
however many years, and that they could be that good 1-2 punch. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love DJ, but I feel like them coming in together, like you said, top 10 picks, number one and number nine, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that probably could build a special bond, right? A special relationship. And if they work on it, it could be something big, right? I mean,
Yes, indeed. And I think that's the plan. Honestly, now we know that DJ is a vested veteran. Even someone like Olamide Zaccheaus, he's a guy that's been around the league a few years. But these guys, they feel like they're linked together. That each one each one's career is dependent on the other. You know, that's going to have these guys playing with a huge sense of urgency. And I'm gonna even go this way with it. Last year was such a traumatic experience with all the inconsistencies and all of the drama. I think these guys made a commitment to themselves at the end of last year that they won't have another season like that. So I think that's another thing that's driving them to, hang in there and make sure they understand this thing from the inside out. Because last year was tumultuous, man, and I hate to keep talking about it, but we have to use that as a reference. You know, um,
yeah, it is like, it's a part of their history already, and it's not good that it worked out that way. But I'm liking
right?
this worst to first mantra you keep hearing from, the league, especially around Bears news, like going from worst to first. You can't beat that, right? Let's hope that they do hook up in a big way and that they do build that relationship up and they do, become something more than what we got to be able to see just flashes of last year. And yeah, last year was not fun at all, but you move on, right?
Absolutely. But we all can learn from the past, and like you said, move on. But the body language is showing. The body language is having a worse to first attitude, just based off of the things that you hear and the little things that we get to see, from these guys. Especially the guys that we're depending on the most, like a Caleb Williams and a Rome Odunze. A lot of these guys that's in this rookie situation may not even make the roster.
Yeah,
But
that's the facts, right? That's the facts. I mean, you're out there, you're playing for a spot.
absolutely. Hey, what's going on, Ed?
Darius, what's happening, buddy?
All is well. Thanks for joining us tonight, man.
No trouble.
Yeah, we're talking about the display of leadership shown by our second year players, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was watching you, and Brandon asked me if I could join in. Yeah, I was checking you guys out. I'm up to speed.
Yeah, how you feel about it?
Oh, I love it, man. Love it. I've seen like I want to say 4 or 5 clips, short video clips, here and there. Seen them, and they were different. They were all different. They were all touchdowns from Caleb to Rome, and man, they were great routes. They were great passes. They were great catches. All TDs, man, and it's sweet, sweet. Like I understand we're not in pads and nobody's going 100%, but um, it it feels good, looks good. It's promising as hell.
I totally agree. Poetry in mo Would you say poetry
Yeah.
in motion
Yes,
with the
sir.
what with the symmetry that Caleb and Rome has?
Yeah, yeah. It's getting to look that way. I like it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So let's talk about the couple of guys that's not participating. on the two early round picks. One is Colston Loveland, and the second guy is Luther Burden. Now we understand that these guys are, kind of banged up a little bit. Burden with the soft tissue issue, and Colston Loveland with the shoulder. Correct? It's the shoulder, right?
Yes.
Okay. Loveland had Loveland had surgery on the shoulder, and he's still rehabbing from it.
Yeah,
My
and they
under-
knew that coming in.
yeah, exactly. I just wanted to make sure I got the understanding correct.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I'm 99% sure you're correct. It was a shoulder.
okay. But they spoke with Loveland, and it seems that he's still he's still finding ways to be involved, in learning the playbook, and mentally involved as far as learning the playbook. And I'm hearing that he's running routes as well, and
Yeah, I would imagine he could do
he's becoming he's becoming ambidextrous.
it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, right?
Not at all.
I
I
mean, I
don't
guess
think.
at the end of the day, it's his shoulders hurt. His legs are fine. So, I mean, that's good stuff to hear that he's getting the work in, right? Getting
Absolutely.
the, get them routes down, and man, don't stop working, right? Hopefully, he gets back soon enough. I mean, everybody's expected to be there for August, and hopefully,
Mhm.
training camp is in full swing, and everybody's on the same page. And these injuries are old news, right?
Yeah, let's hope. I'm one that's saying, I hope we can dodge this injury situation.
Yeah, they're a part of the game, though. I mean, everybody knows it's football, right? I mean, it's just a part of the game, and but these are young guys, though, right? So
Yeah,
they still got that healing factor.
yeah, yeah. They got the super. That's the superpower.
Right, right. You kind of lose that when you get to be these veteran athletes. They don't get that superpower no more. But these
Oh
guys are
yeah.
fresh. So,
That's why it's hard to blame these guys. When they have opportunity to rest themselves, the veterans, when they have opportunities to rest, they should take complete advantage of it. Caleb and Rome is doing the young guy thing. Their hair is on fire. They're still full of excitement. And they want to be great. This is a test. This is a test showing that they do want to be great. I want to shout out to the chat, shout out to Tracks, shout out to Mr. Winarski, who's been a Bears fan since 1985, and he also says Coach Loveland is healed. He's healed, but he's not participating, right?
Well, he's not 100%.
Yeah.
He's not 100%, or he would be out there. There's no doubt about it.
And Burden with the soft tissue injury, I think both guys should be right at 100% come training camp, correct?
I believe they're expecting him to be ready to go for. I don't know about full training camp, but they do expect him to be 100% ready to go by week 1. Is what I heard.
Okay. Okay. I mean,
In other
that
words, they
means
don't expect him to miss any regular season time, but I hadn't heard him actually say that they thought he would be ready for the beginning of camp.
yeah, that's rough.
uh,
That's rough news, right? When you hear something like that, right? I mean, any time missed, even in these OTAs. I mean, these guys are learning what it takes that jump, from college to,
mhm.
to the pros, and any time missed in these situations is not a step in the right direction. I mean, all this time that they have to spend together is valuable time, right? Like it's a huge learning curve for them, and I'm hoping that they are there for training camp, because even the missed training camp, it's huge, right? Like, I mean, there's so much to learn, right? There's this whole brand new coaching staff and this whole brand new offensive system that we're trying to get together. So let's hope these guys get healed up and get
Yeah,
back on track.
every bit of
Yeah,
it helped. Even this mini camp.
I think I think more than anything, training camp, comes the live stuff. I mean, guys are going, pretty much game speed out there. Like you're I think going through that training camp process, you're really going through you're kind of simulating game type situations. So, you know, that stuff is invaluable, when you can get out there and then go into the preseason and then take that and go into the regular season. To miss training camp as a young guy and then just jump off right into live regular season games, that could be kind of crazy.
Yeah, that'd be rough,
Yeah.
right? That'd be super rough. Like especially, I mean, you don't get the. I mean, let's look at training camp as like a warm up to live, live
hmm
rounds, right? And like you said, it's hit time, it's tackle time, it's full speed. And that's the thing too, is learning the speed, the
Yeah.
different speed between college and the pros. I mean, it's a lot different. It's these grown men coming at you, not just young men. It's grown men, that are skilled at their craft that are coming at you. So let's hope they're out there. I'm really hopeful that they're out there and that they get all these issues in the past behind them, and then we start working on what we got. What we got to do to get this season rolling.
Yeah. Let's switch the side of the ball real quick. Very very he wasn't a very popular pick when he was selected this year's draft, but he has been a lot of rumblings around his name has kind of like been rumbled around through this mini camp, and that's Ruben Hippolyte. Um, Guys are singing his praises left and right. He speaks so well. He says all the right things when he's interviewed. What are you guys' expectations? I'm gonna start with you, Eric. What are your expectations of a guy like Ruben Hippolyte?
From what I hear, his speed is what they like a lot, and his learning ability. Right. I mean, I'm hoping he fits into the program right away. Right. I mean, who doesn't like a guy that could play sideline
Right?
to sideline? That's out there making plays, and that's what you need. You need somebody like, man, like the great Urlacher, right? I mean, that was a sideline to
Yeah.
sideline guy, man, and guys that make plays and guys that can, play at full speed and that are fast and that, I mean, for me, consistency and tackling is everything, right? I mean, because you got to stop these offenses, because now the NFL is all about high powered offenses, and to have a rookie guy come in and everybody likes what they see, and he's a later round pick, that's outstanding.
Agreed.
How you feel, Ed?
Agreed. I've heard nothing but good stuff about him, man.
Yeah.
I like, you know what? I like to pick when I didn't know him from Adam, right?
hmm
That happens all the time in the draft, right? And so we look them up, we check
Yes.
out their highlights. I did. I was impressed, man. And now all the reports coming back, Bears are impressed. The other Bears players and the coaches are impressed with him, man. And I guess he's knocking it out so far, and I'm digging it, man. I'm a Bears fan. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Uh, um, I'm excited about him, but I'm more excited about Ozzy.
Yeah. Trapillo.
Ozzy seems to be fitting right in, man. A lot of, I shouldn't say everybody, a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of analysts commenting that they believe he's going to be, uh, he's looking like he could very well be our starting left tackle, even when Braxton gets healed up. And
Mm.
that's something now.
Well, I mean, if you look at the guy, he blocks the
I
sun
can't,
when he
I,
stands
I
straight
can't,
up.
my neck, I can't look up like that.
Yeah, that guy blocks the sun. That guy blocks the sun when he stands straight up, straight up. And
Oh,
that's one
man.
thing. That's one thing you can't teach. You can't teach size, and size
Right.
matters.
Right.
So,
He's a big dude.
yeah, he's a big guy, and he's
Hmm.
been putting in a lot of work over there on the left side. He's been putting in a lot of work. Um, on the field and when he gets back to where he lays his head at, he's been doing a lot of homework as well, from
Yeah,
my understanding.
yeah. And
So
so you could you knew Braxton's still recovering, so
mhm.
he's gonna get some extra time there. But I can never pronounce, that other guy's name, the guy we got the year before that was hurt when we drafted him.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
I have trouble as well. Um,
Amadija or some, I don't know.
and
The guy,
I hate messing guys' last name up, man.
yeah, but it seems like he's stealing time from him, and he's healthy.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily stealing time. I think they're giving both guys chances to to get reps. I think also, you know, Ozzy being, you know, a rookie, and I think he's getting that time in rookie minicamp. I think that's why it looks that way. So uh it's gonna be an inter
Well,
listen,
they
competition is either gonna make the best out of these guys, or they'll be playing somewhere else eventually. We don't want any guy that's afraid of any kind of competition, or that's gonna back down from any competition. So, even when Braxton gets back, I hope he understands that he's gonna have to, based off of, unfortunate injuries and the production that he's shown since he's been here, he's gonna have to fight for his job.
Yep,
That's just what it is. And if you can't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. So
that's
that's pretty
football.
much it. Guys got to be,
Competition is
yeah,
good for everybody, right? Steel sharpens steel, right? Let's go. I mean, yeah, everybody should be working. I mean,
absolutely.
that just means that whoever's the hungriest deserves to
Yep,
be out there.
absolutely. Look, listen, guys, everybody's out there to compete. That's kind of the name of the game. It's kind of what you signed up for. Let's face it. So anyone not wanting to compete, they need to go play somewhere else. I mean,
Yeah,
because
facts,
we were
right?
5-12 last year. Even the starters should feel heat. And I know Caleb and Rome, they just got here still in all. 5-12 is unacceptable. So everyone should feel the pressure and should want to be able to have to answer, what I'm saying, to the scrutiny that has been received. Everyone should have a chip on their shoulder. That's it.
I feel like this whole organization should feel that
Absolutely.
pressure
Top to bottom.
from the top all the way
Absolutely.
down. Like, yeah, the whole organization. I mean, when you got fans walking out of
Hmm.
your stadium
I
screaming,
was
"Sell the
there.
team!" And I got to be honest, I was there too. I was there too, and that was nuts. Usually we're screaming Green Bay sucks in that hallway, and instead, everybody's screaming
That's
sell
correct.
the team. Yeah, that was horrible. As a Bears fan, that's. I mean, I understand the frustration though, because like I said, there was a lot of those games where they're just heartbreakers, right? Like you're
Hmm.
right there, and then uh, I mean, that game, I want to say that was what, like that, like
Yeah.
December, right? It
Yep.
raining, probably the most boring game I have ever went to. Low scoring, it was just ridiculous, and then the fans were fed up after what they had seen, and like you said, the whole organization needs to feel that pressure, to feel that something's got to give, and it's time to turn this
Right.
around.
And when the organization feels that way, it's their job to bring in guys to light a fire under the guys that's already here. Guys like Amagaji, guys like Braxton. You can't tell me that they didn't hear the whispers. You can't tell me that they don't read the internet articles about themselves. You can't tell me that they don't. I can't believe that, because you have to know where you're at.
Yeah, they
You
have to,
have to.
right? Because I mean, those articles and those news those correlate with
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
paychecks, right? For them,
Or
all that
positions.
stuff, all that stuff goes hand in
Yeah.
hand with paychecks, right? So let's hope they feel that pressure too, right? And then step
Yeah, I
up.
mean, like I said, I think everyone from the guys up top to the trainers and the water boys down low, man, everyone should feel a certain type of way when it comes down to this football team, and the way things transpired last season. So Braxton, like they brought in other guys to replace the guys that were here. Braxton, you're fortunate enough to still be here, but they brought in guys to compete for your job. Now, what are you going to do about it?
Exactly.
Okay, Karan Amagaji, you were put in some unfortunate situations. Okay, you didn't even have a training camp last season. People are saying that you were a terrible draft pick. What are you going to do about it? They brought in Ozzie Trapillo to bring heat under you as well. What are you going to do about it? Ozzie is the guy. He don't have any. He doesn't have a whole lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact that he was what, a third round pick,
Late third round. Yep.
right?
Because they traded
So
that second early round back to two
right,
late third rounds and got him and that other defensive tackle, right?
Turner, Shamar Turner.
Shamir. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And he
So
and he that's another guy I didn't know from Adam, and I looked at them highlights, and I'm excited about him too.
yes, indeed, he's another guy that says the right things. You can hear the passion in his voice when he speaks ball. And these are the
Yeah,
guys that you want.
he's
And
hungry.
yeah, absolutely. Hopefully these things continue to translate on the football field.
Absolutely.
I didn't hear a whole lot. I didn't hear his name a whole lot when it came down to the rookie minicamp stuff. His
I
name
didn't
didn't.
either.
His name didn't wasn't buzzing around a whole lot. I don't know if that's good or bad, but at least he's not injured, so I'll find some good in it.
Right.
But he's another guy that's coming in. Only pressure he has is being a second round pick. Okay, he's a second round pick. That's as much pressure he got. Guys like Javon Dexter, uh, Booker, shoot, even Sweat. Like these guys should have a chip on their shoulders and they should feel heat because 5-12 is unacceptable.
I feel like if these guys elevate their level of play, man, that the secondary that we got is going to definitely look way better. I mean, we talked about this in our last show, and man, we need that front, them guys up front to start getting that pressure because I mean, we got guys back there that are
Yeah,
really talented, and if they start, forcing, the ball to come out faster than they wanted to, those guys in the secondary are going to have great
Absolutely.
years. They're going to have a
It
great
all goes
year.
together.
and for a defense to execute a 3-and-out, especially after the offense and scored, and we have an opportunity to bring the offense right back onto the field. Hey man, that's football.
I feel everybody on the defense period should understand that, like, if you're playing in this city for this team, defense is what
Hmm.
we're known for. So you got to have a chip on your shoulder at all times. I mean, these nicknames that we've earned,
Yeah,
monsters of the midway, and man, this level of play that Chicago has from a lot of great defenders throughout the years. I mean, you got to go out there with some kind of pride and say, hey, man, I'm on this field for this defense. I'm going to make a play. I mean, and we do have some young guys in the secondary that keep proving,
yeah,
keep proving their worth. And I'd like to see the same thing from those guys up front, man. That mean the linebacker play is mediocre, but that secondary is nice. And if we can get some push on that front four and some
Yeah.
some pressure finally. I mean, not from just one guy, because I mean, well, we did see Dexter
Mm-hmm.
step up a little bit, and
Hey,
Sweat is
Dexter quietly had a great year.
Montez is,
Awesome year.
and I like to see him take that next step too, right? And continue
Mm-hmm.
that growth, right? So, I mean, I'm a little shocked that we didn't go get anybody else to help on the other side, but I mean, there's still time, right? There's trade deadlines ain't nowhere
Mm-hmm.
near, and I mean, there's also time for people to step up, and maybe they got in the gym in the off season. You never know, right? So hope for the best,
Absolutely.
right?
And I think, like you said, we had opportunity to grab someone and to take a huge, risk and trade up a whole lot of things to acquire someone. And it's still a chance. But a part of me feels based off of what Poles has shown me the short time that he's been here is that he has a belief in the guys that's already in the building. Now, to a fault sometimes, but this is his
Absolutely.
philosophy. This is his philosophy. He believes in the guys that he's acquired to be on this football team, and I think for him it's only a matter of time for guys like Booker and Turner to come in and really show who they are. And even Javon Dexter, and like you guys said, he had an incredible year that went to crap because of our record. No one really recognized him for having a great year because of what the record showed. And for the guys to get the
I
recognition
know that's
they deserve, you have to win basketball. I mean, you have to win football games. I'm sorry.
no. Hey, when it boils down to is if Poles has that faith in them, he's got to know that's his job on on that faith, right? I mean, uh, I would think that he's one of those people too in the hot seat, right? Like, I mean, there's speculation too that he may not last, and we go through those managers, and all the time we're looking at somebody new. You know, that's part of the game too, right? I mean, if you can't, your picks
hmm
don't prosper, you're in hot water too. But I mean, and from my point of view, I like what he's done so far. I like his picks in the last couple of years. I like the way he's pushing the team towards a more offensive minded team. But at the end of the day, if those guys that you got that faith in don't pan out, that could be
Yeah.
your butt, right? I mean, that's just part of the
Shout out to
game.
Bishop in the building. Bishop says he believes that coaches feel they can coach up guys who are already in the building, and I agree with that. With the guys that we have on the team, coaching the assistants and the coordinators that we have on the team, I have a firm belief that they can do the same thing. That they can coach up the guys that are already here. Um, the past regimes haven't proven that they can do as such. But I've always been the guy too that says development is on the players. Coaches can give you direction, but ultimately it's up to the player to do what's necessary to get them to where they need to be. You have to do the work at home. You got to do the homework. When you're on the field, you in class and you're doing everything on the field. You can stay after and all that, but ultimately you have to bring the work home with you. You know, we have the all-time greats like Ray Lewis, the Ed Reed. They do the work on the field, but they're taking tape home. They're studying tape long after practice is over. You know, they're doing things pre-practice before practice begins to make sure they understand what's going on. Coaches are going to provide direction, and we finally have the coaches that give directions, and the team has a direction. Last couple years, we didn't know which way we were going. We all knew where we wanted to go, and I think the players felt the same way.
I think as Bears fans, every year we come in with such high hopes, right? I mean, that's just part of the process, right? Like, man, this year's got to be better than last year, and here we are again, right? Here
Agreed.
we are again. But I feel it's
hmm
different this time. and then things are a lot more optimistic. From like you said, from the
Yeah.
bottom to the top. There's been a shakeup. The regime is different. The coaches are all different. The weapons are different. I mean, this 2025, 26 Bears team, it should look a lot different than what we saw last year, especially from a coaching standpoint. Like we talked about last show, that the coaches are the ones out there driving the race car, right? I mean, the players are all the working parts, right? So let's hope that this isn't like every other year, and then this is the one where we break that little trend of where we're hoping for the best, and then we're back there, and
Hmm.
draft time again, like trying to
Yeah.
figure it out.
And
So you
listen,
guys are telling me that you don't want to talk about the hits program?
nah.
Nah.
We, I think though. I think that's what they're doing in Dallas now. We
Oh
gonna let
yeah,
the
yeah,
cow.
yeah.
We gonna let the
They got
Cowboys do that now. He got
yes,
Jack.
sir. The hits
He
is in Dallas.
he got Jack Sanborn down there teaching guys the his principle.
Yeah, good for
Nah,
them.
that's in the review, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I
Um,
like the coaches we got. I
yeah,
like.
it feels different, man. It
Yeah, it
feels
does.
different.
Very, very excited and hopeful with this uh, new coaching staff and everybody we picked up, especially the O line help. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, Bishop, what's good, man?
What's going on, gentlemen?
How
Don't
you
let me
got?
interrupt you guys. Y'all keep right. I'll jump in when I can.
Oh no, please, hey man, give us your thoughts on Caleb and Rome hanging out with the rookies in the last couple of days of minicamp.
I love it. It says a lot about what they want to achieve this year. It says a lot about Caleb as a leader, but more importantly, getting those live reps. The more live reps they can get right now before training camp, the better. I love it, man. I think that these young men are going to really take a turn this coming season. And the fact that they came in together and we expect for them to be a 1-2 punch anyway, I think is great, man. But I really believe, man, that to me it speaks highly of the coaching staff and what these guys are buying into in terms of the culture as well as what they want this identity to be, man. And those two guys especially feel that they got something to prove. So I love it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
We all share the same sentiments. It's hard. Listen, it's very hard not to love this, man. Very hard not to. This is just another example of camaraderie. You know, Togetherness, something that a team needs. Any great team needs camaraderie. And it's coming from the leadership position of quarterback. Now a lot of other veterans are not there, but if the quarterback knows what's going on, it's gonna make everyone else around feel comfortable. So,
Well, look at it like this, D Nice. It's really not for the veterans
right.
per se, but because they're year guys. I think it's
Hmm.
best that they there with the rookies anyway, and get those
Yeah.
additional reps in because it just helps for the continuity, especially the offense. The
Hmm.
offense really needs it. You know, um, Rome, Rome and Caleb really needs to develop that chemistry. You know, and it bodes well and it speaks well because the younger guys are saying, "Hey, these guys are in here getting reps with us." So again, testament to Ben and the coaches and the culture.
Yes,
Agreed.
indeed. Totally agree. Uh, our seventh round running back is turning heads as well. We've heard a lot about him. Cal Monunga out of Rutgers,
Yeah.
seventh round draft pick. We see him being coached up by Bieniemy. It seems like Bieniemy's being hard on him, but he's responding amazing. His response to it is amazing, and he keeps growing as a player. And I think he can sneak in and get some, second tier reps.
I
He
believe
may
he
steal
can.
something for Roshan.
I mean, why not, right? I mean, we always see them like, mix it up every once in a while, and especially in the NFL, man, running backs are they're prone to injury, because they take the most punishment at the end of the day, right? They're trying to get those hard yards. So I can't see why there wouldn't be time and opportunity for him, at some point in time during the season, and especially if he shows up in training camp and shows up during those
Mhm.
preseason games. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's nothing but opportunity, I mean, that's literally how this league goes. Is the opportunity comes to the prepared and those guys that are showing up on field. I mean, all it takes is to, put together a few good plays and you show up on game day, and you'll get more reps. I mean, that's with
Yeah.
any position, right?
And
Any
again, these.
position.
Go ahead, Eric. I'm
You know,
sorry.
you no, they're just,
Hmm.
you make plays. You get
Yeah.
play time. That's from grade school
Yeah.
to the pros, right?
It is.
And again, these guys are just running through drills, man, for the most part. But you see the effort. You hear these guys when they speak. You hear the intent. When they speak on during these press conferences and stuff like that. These guys want to be great. They want to become
Mhm.
leaders. They want to be an integral part of this football team. And to have young guys hungry like that, when training camp comes, it's gonna be interesting. These vets gonna really feel the heat, and that's what you want. That's what you want. You want guys, feeling the heat. You want to feel like you want the guys to feel
Yeah,
threatened that their position can be taken. That's gonna bring out the best of them.
Right. So
Yeah,
they'll stay hungry, right? Stay hungry. Everybody
yeah.
should stay hungry.
Because you can't teach that. You can't sit no one down and teach them how to be hungry. Like I've always heard, it's always easier to talk a guy down than to pump him up. So trying to teach a guy to be hungry, that lets you know that he ain't the right guy. But I don't think we had that problem on this
but
football team. Not from these
you
young
know what?
guys.
Honestly, I'm not surprised though, man. I'm not surprised that um, he's doing well. I'm really not. I
Hmm.
would expect so. I mean, he led the Big Ten in rushing. You know, um,
Mm.
but he's hungry. And I
Yeah.
think what's the reason why he's really standing out is the fact that at Rutgers they didn't need him to catch the football, but he has shown that he
Right.
can catch the football out of the backfield, which we know that is something that Ben Johnson loves to have in his arsenal. So I'm not surprised, but I'm excited because I like his running style. I think he's going to pair well with 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 uh with Swift. And I'm gonna be honest, I think Rashawn is going to be more of a short yardage red zone guy, and as well as Swift, man, they're gonna be the ones that's gonna really split the carries.
Yeah. And I think ultimately that's what you want out of this running back position, being the fact that we don't have a 1,500-yard rusher on our team. We don't have a guy that's gonna give us that type of production. So, the strength is in the numbers.
I agree. I think we're going to have the running back by committee, like we have in the past several years. I'm excited about this kid, man. I can't wait to see what he does in the preseason. He'll get plenty of time in the preseason, I think. And I agree. I like his running style. I like his blocking style even better when he's blocking in the backfield. I can't wait to see if he can knock down uh, an NFL player, even in the preseason, like he did in college. Man, he was just knocking them straight on their butt. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to see him. I want to catch all the preseason games and see all these guys, man. But this running back, he's exciting. I think he could find his little niche. He's going to have a spot, you know.
Yeah.
Ben will use him. I'm saying I could
Oh,
just
of
you could
course.
just look at what he could do, and you know Ben's going to find a way to use him.
Mm-hmm. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Now, one more guy I want to touch on before we kind of get up out of here is an interesting guy. You know, he's let me find the right words. He's a guy that another guy that's not been talked about a whole lot, but he's going to play a pivotal part, you know, of the team. And that's a guy like uh the corner out of Texas State. I mean, Rob, was it? Help me out. But
Corner.
Za Frazier. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Za Frazier. Za Frazier. I hadn't heard a lot of him in his rookie mini counts, but this is a guy. He's an older guy, but he has an opportunity to really come in this pack secondary to really slide in and make a name for himself early on. He has prototypical size. He has excellent speed, recovery speed, and another young guy. When you hear him talk, you hear that he wants to display leadership. He wants to be great. Now I don't know if you guys heard. I think Bishop. I'm sure Bishop heard him. I don't know about Eric. Have you heard him speak? Zy Frazier.
No, I haven't. I haven't caught
This
any interviews with him.
this is a young guy. He's very intentional on how he wants to display himself as a young player. You know, he's gathered guys around himself to meet up at the hotel room, to go over plays, to show guys where they're all learning together, of course. But he's taking it upon himself to be a leader of this young squad. And he vows to be ready by training camp, and he's ready to compete. He's a little older than your typical rookie, but based off the fact that he was drafted this year, he's in that crowd. But this guy, he's ready.
Yeah, he's tall. That helps. I mean, I'm not sure speed wise, but I mean, if he's going to be in that secondary, he's going to
Yeah.
have to compete, right? I mean, we got one of the best
Mm-hmm.
out there. I mean, anything that you can learn from Jalen. You want to be a leader out there, you're going to have to walk through
Absolutely.
him, right? I mean, you're going to come in, and you're going to come behind him, and you're going to learn though, and that's great, right? I mean, dude, I love Jalen. I'm not even going to be beat around the bush about it. I think this guy's my favorite player for right
Mm-hmm.
now. I mean, I love rooting for offensive guys, but on defense, I mean, watch him shut down Justin Jefferson last year and hold him to like two or
Yeah.
three catches in a game. And that was crazy, right? Like, who does that? Like, and to see him get paid too was awesome, right? And I mean, this guy's been playing some lockdown
From day
corner
one.
positions for a couple years.
From day one.
Yeah, and he's a good talent. He's a good talent, and this guy's going to come in and learn from him. And I think that the secondary period is it's
Yeah.
very talented. So I mean, if he wants to make a name for himself and fit in with these groups, he's going to have to put in the work, right? He's going to have to be beyond good. He's going to have to be exceptional. So
Yeah.
hopefully he is there, right? Because I mean, you can't have enough depth,
Yeah.
you know. And then that next man up mantra that everybody speaks is definitely true, right? So hopefully he does show up, show like you said, a lot of these guys are going to
Mm-hmm.
get their chance. Preseason time comes around and they're going to get their chance to show up on film, to show up on field, right? So, I mean, it's exciting to watch preseason to see what these guys could do. And they're playing for a spot, so they're going to be putting that max effort out there. And if they're, getting that extra in, the extra work, the extra time learning from the coaches, it's going to show
Yeah.
up on
My
field.
favorite characteristic of Jalen Johnson is his work ethic. Now, when you talk about him, you talk about the things he does in game, the fact that he was paid, but no one ever speaks about his work ethic. This is a guy that brings the work home with him. He travels with the work. You know what I mean? And this is something that these young guys trying to fit into that room, they have to gravitate and be a sponge to that, to the work. Traveling with the work, bringing the work home with you, bringing the work, before practice, and working during practice and after practice. That's my favorite characteristic of Jalen Johnson. He's a workaholic, man. He deserves all the accolades that he's gotten. I was critical of him, early on because we wasn't getting the interception production from him. But
Right.
the guy is solid. He's rock solid. And he comes with it year by year. We still haven't gotten a ton of production from the interception side from him, but him being able to solidify that corner spot, is a true testament of his work.
Yeah, well, that interception thing is going to go down to quarterbacks not
Yeah,
wanting to throw
yeah,
his
Well,
way.
that's one of the reasons for sure.
yeah,
So
But
yeah,
it's also that he doesn't like to take chances
yeah,
because a lot of times some interceptions come with the man a little going a little out of his way, taking a little chance that uh, if it goes wrong, if you guess wrong or you're just a little bit off, that you get gashed, right?
yeah,
yeah, that
And
turns
he ain't
into a
about to
big
let
play
that
for the other
happen.
team.
He, he's he's more playing it safe and doing his job than trying to do extra and get caught
yeah.
back there. Uh,
And
Yeah,
and, and listen, Darius, getting back to the rookie, I'm
mhm,
glad you brought him up. I had forgot about that dude, man. I had
yeah,
totally forgot about that dude.
yeah,
And I did see an interview or him standing up talking uh, one short video, and I was a little impressed with him speaking also. And I haven't seen much of anything so much that like I said, I had forgot about him, man. But yeah, um, and I hate to, I don't want to bring nothing on us, but in the secondary, so there have been years we've been dwindled down pretty good. Talk about injuries,
yeah,
like running backs. Secondary guys are pretty prone to injuries too. And we've had years where we were down to our third string guys and stuff.
most definitely.
I don't want to see him get playing time that way. I want to see him get it like you was talking about. You know, um, Showing up and showing out more.
Yeah,
But um, yeah, man, he looks promising. I,
yeah,
I,
and
I believe he does.
I totally agree. Bishop, can you good? We can't hear you. We
It
can't
ain't
hear you.
working, bro.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. But yeah, I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited about every part of this team. Not to the point where I'm ready to stick my neck out and say Super Bowl or anything like that.
Right, right.
But just the just knowing that we are getting better. From a mental standpoint and from just a player standpoint, player personnel standpoint. We're getting better, you know, and that's what you want to see. I think though we haven't played another game, you see signs that we've taken a step up. You know,
For sure.
all we need to see is it, you know what I'm saying, manifest itself on the field. But basically,
Right. Yeah. It definitely looks like we're headed in the right direction. Is
yeah,
that's fact. Right.
that's part of what we want to see. You know, we want to see this thing. We want to see the trajectory go up. You know what I mean? We don't want to be flat. We want to see this thing going up and getting higher as we get closer to the regular season. Before we get out of here, Bishop, you good? He still can't hear us. He can't hear us.
No,
I think he's having technical
Yeah, he having.
difficulties still. But yeah, I hate to be a downer, but yeah, I definitely got to check
Nah,
out soon. So
we finna land this
uh,
plane right now, sir.
not
Yeah. Before we go, Al,
a
you know how to
crash.
say
We're
before we
not
get out of
crashing.
here. Before we get out of here,
I'm a big boy, and
you
it's
got
winter
any
time.
thoughts? You got any thoughts before we get out of here, Eric?
uh, let's just touch back to the beginning, right? And great job from our sophomore
Yeah.
players, right? Roman, Caleb, man, way to set a precedent, and way to show what it takes to be a leader on this team. And let's face it, for the next 4 or 5 years, these guys are definitely going to be, the face of this team, and that's awesome. I mean, right, like you said, number 1 and number 9, the last year's draft. I mean, this is what you want to see, right? You want to see them out there with the rookies, getting that extra work, learning from a new head coach and a new coaching staff, and trying to get this new system down. And I applaud all that effort. I think it's a good look.
Absolutely. What about you, Ed? Any closing remarks? Any closing thoughts?
No, man, I'm with Bishop. If he ain't gonna say anything, I ain't gonna say anything. You know what I mean? We just let you land this thing before we crash. That's all. Over and out.
Bishop, can you hear us, man?
See what I mean, dude?
We we can't hear you. We
he,
can't
he
we
said
can't hear
so.
you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Let's just say that we know Bishop's here with us in spirit.
Man,
We
I've
can't
had.
hear you, man. We can't hear you. Listen,
You're
hey,
looking good, though, brother.
appreciate Bishop. Appreciate you kicking it with us tonight,
There it is.
man. Ed, thanks for jumping in here. Eric, good to do a show with you again, brother. I
Nice
don't have
hanging
any
out, fellas.
I want to give a shout out to everyone that participated in the chat, everyone's that's watching us from somewhere, wherever that may be. Thank you. Um, we had a couple technical issues tonight, but we'll be right back tomorrow. So tune in and check us out tomorrow, Chicago Sports Podcast. And if you're new here, please like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, and leave us something in the chat to let us know, what I'm saying, your input. Let us know how you feel about the Bears. With that, Bishop, we getting ready to land this plane, sir. And want to tell everyone, every Chicago Bears fan and every fan of football, good night and bear down.
Bear down, fellas.
Bear down. Yeah, bear down.